Imagine turning your back for exactly 7 seconds, and when you look back, the world has literally deleted your child. No footprints, no sound, just the trees staring back at you. So a listener sent this, and we're calling him C, and his family has been sitting on a secret since 1969. His grandfather was a high-ranking guy in the search. He told C, "The public thinks they know why we stopped looking. They think the rain stopped us. The rain was the best thing that happened to the things in those woods." Spence Field, June 14th, 1969. It's a vibe, honestly. Father's Day, the Appalachian Trail is beautiful. Dennis Martin is 6. He's the iPad kid of 1969, full of energy, just wanting to mess with his parents. He's wearing that iconic red shirt. But people forget that Spence Field is an opening in the woods. It's a stage. And everyone on that stage was being watched from the wings. The prank was simple. The kids go behind a bush, loop around, and jump out. Dennis's dad, Bill, is literally a few yards away. He sees Dennis step behind the bush. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi. Douglas jumps out. Everyone laughs. But the air stays still behind Dennis's bush. Bill walks over. He's not even worried yet. He thinks Dennis tripped. He looks behind the bush, and his heart just drops. The ground is untouched. Bill literally went from wholesome dad to final boss panic in 3 seconds. He ran down the Appalachian Trail for miles, shouting Dennis's name until his throat bled. He was moving so fast he almost ran off a cliff. He knew. Something about the silence told him this wasn't a game. 7 miles away, that same afternoon, the Key family hears a scream that sounds like a human being unzipped. It's visceral. Mr. Key looks up a ridge and sees what he thinks is a bear, but it's standing on 2 legs. It's hairy, ragged, and it's carrying something over its shoulder, something red. He watches this creature dash into the brush with a speed no human should have. When Key told the Rangers, they checked their watches, looked at each other, and told him he saw a bear. They didn't even ask which way it went. This is where C's grandfather comes in. Suddenly, 70 Green Berets arrive. They don't have search dogs. They have M16s. Why do you need assault rifles to find a 6-year-old? C's grandpa said they were flown in via Huey helicopters and told to clear specific cave entrances. They weren't looking for a boy. They were looking for a population. Imagine being a volunteer hiker and seeing a literal militia in the woods. The Green Berets weren't there for the rescue. They were there for the cleanup. Let's talk about the wild men of the Smokies. There are government documents, mostly redacted, about groups of people who never left the mountains. Inbreeding, isolation, and living in the cave systems created something different. In 1969, there were reports of cannibalistic tendencies in these hidden communities. Did Dennis just stumble into a hunting ground? Was he the target because of that red shirt? There's a reason the National Park Service doesn't keep a database of missing people. If you knew the stats, you'd never book a campsite again. David Paulides and the missing 411 community always point back to Dennis. The granite factor, the water factor. The storm that always happens right after the disappearance. It's like the mountain has a defense mechanism. As soon as a human goes missing, the sky opens up to wash away the evidence. It happened to Dennis. It happened to Geraldine Largay. It happens every time. The mountains are basically a simulation that glitches every time someone walks off the paved path. I asked C why he finally decided to leak his grandfather's story. He said his grandpa passed away last month, and in his will, he left a small, locked metal box. Inside was a single Polaroid from July 1969. It's blurry, but you can see a cave opening. In front of it, a Green Beret is holding a small, muddy red shoe. The twist? The shoe wasn't torn, it wasn't bitten. It was neatly unlaced. His grandpa's final note in the box. "We found the entrance. They weren't animals. They were us. But they hadn't seen the sun in 100 years. We were told to seal the cave with Dennis still inside. I can still hear him crying when the wind blows from the north." I'm literally shook. I'm deleting my hiking apps. I'm staying in the city. Dennis Martin didn't get lost. He got collected, and the scariest part? The bush he stepped behind are still there, waiting for the next 7-second window.